Well, hello everyone. This is a new way for me to video. I'll be talking to myself. But I'm okay with that. Today, in my first pre-recorded video, I want to make some, I seen some beautiful trim on some of the like Etsy and stuff like that, but I want to make my own trim and I want to add it to an envelope for my junk journal. So I want to show you what I want to make. So I have, I don't know why that's there, I have some really pretty, I guess you would call this an eyelet trim. It is really pretty, and I want to make some dangles off this trim, and I'm going to make it off of this entire, this is so pretty, this entire piece. I'm not going to use it all in one time, but it will be so pretty to make this a dangle trim for, anyway, I got my coffee, for hanging off of certain things in your junk journal. So I want to hang it off of this. This is from Nick the Booksmith. And I did show this in my previous video. And we are going to finish up these tags. If you remember, I made these tags. They're so, so beautiful. We are going to finish these up eventually. You know me, I got to start another project. But no, I want to start this because I seen trim like this and I'm like, I can make that. So I want to make it dangle off of this, and this is going to sit on a page in my junk journal. So I thought, well, yep, let's get started making some button trim. That's going to be so pretty. For me, I'm going to use something a little bit more heavier weight, and this is, you know, a little heavier than, you can use any cotton trim, something that's of a really good weight, you know, that can hold the buttons. So I've got all my buttons here, and I've got my purple, beautiful purple, which I'm going to use for sewing on it. So I'm just going to take this all off, and I'm going to keep the three strand thickness of this, and I just tested this needle and it does fit through majority of my buttons. So you want to make sure your needle fits through your buttons. I know this is probably not going to be long enough, but I want to do some kind of, I'm not going to do it right on the very end, so I'm going to somehow do a pretty stitch. Well, I'm not much of a sewer. So let's just see how this goes. You got to be very careful because this thread will knot very easily. I've learned that through cross stitching, you know, and just want to be very careful when sewing this. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tie this off. You know, it's got to have a little, I should turn my glue gun on. Yeah, it should have a little bit of I've been doing some coffee staining and stuff, so my hands are a bit stained, and working on my daughter's wedding invitations. My God, she had to pick a very, very difficult wedding invitations to make. Just saying. But hey, they'll be beautiful when they're done. Like this, I'll show you what took her all day and what took me all day. We've got, well, so far, she's got all the hearts on her card. What is this, Cassie? This is her sample one. Whoops. Definitely not the one I want. Here we go. So this here, she's having a rainbow wedding. So this here is the heart. There's going to be a closure on here with a magnet on it. And then she cut out 220 of these pockets. And this is what she did. I cut the things off, I scored them and folded them, and she glued them inside of the card. And I don't have an invitation in here right now. There's so many things that's going to tuck inside these pockets. The wedding invitation, the wedding part itself goes on this side, and then over here will be the accommodations, the RSVP, the rehearsal party, and there's some other thing. There's 4, oh, and something for out-of-town guests. So yeah, those are what she's been working on. We've been working on. It's been crazy. And she'll be back on Tuesday to work on them. And now I have to remake all the envelopes because she bought envelopes and they are way too big for her wedding invitations. They just look awful. Alright, so I'm just doing like a, I guess you can call this a blanket stitch or an edge stitch. And I'm just looping it over there, okay, so I can get into this hole here, because this hole here I'm skipping the first hole. Alright, so we are in here. Oops, let's do a blanket stitch. We want to kind of keep our stitches consistent, so I think that's going to look really pretty along the edge of this. It'll just give it a little bit of purple. So now you just want to start picking up some buttons. So I'm just going to pick up this button here, and I'm going to dangle it. So I'm just going to pull this through. Now I'm going to make these all different lengths because I don't want all my buttons to be the same length, you know. So we'll start this one right about there. Okay, so we'll go through this 2 times and I'm keeping it consistent. So that's a little, I don't know if I like that. Let me just look. And then it's going to twist. I don't want it to do that. Wonder if there's a way we can do this where we can get the button to not twist. Maybe pull this a little tighter. I don't know. Not too much tighter. Okay. We will do it that way. There. Okay. Now we're going to take a little stitch in between the 2 holes and make it a little blanket stitch or edge stitch or whatever you want to call this stitch. I want to keep that consistent. Oh, that's going to be so pretty of an angle. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up into this hole and I'm going to pick up another button. Oh, what color? I'm going to make it all different colors. I don't think the shank buttons will work, so I'm not going to use a shank button. I'm using buttons with holes in them. This one says Canada on it. Cool. So I'm just making sure I'm staying in frame here. Back to this day of staying in frame. Okay, so that one's good. I want this one to be a little longer. So let's do this. Yep, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to put the needle back into the buttonhole. Let me see. Yep. Like so. And there we have 2 buttons in there. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the eyelet, trim, pull this down, make sure it stays nice and even, all these threads. I don't care if these twist or turn, I mean that's just going to be unique. Okay, now, whoops, wrap my thread around each one of these, but I really don't want to do that. Then I'll be here forever. Let me just see what that's going to look like if I twist the thread around the dangle. That will keep it from turning. Yeah, actually that will work. So if we just wrap it around that twice, maybe, and go back in there, let's see. Go. Go back in here, check this out. Oh yeah, that does help it to stay in one spot. So I'm just going to weed over here. Whoops, don't pull that too tight. And I'm just going to wrap my thread around here twice, wrapping it around that dangle. That way we can get it to stay front-wise. Yep, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go back in here. No, I'm not. I'll just do another blanket stitch. Go here and go into the loop to create that blanket stitch. Now I'm going to do it in the middle here again. And why am I tangled here? There we go. Beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to do one here. Like that. And then I'm going to find another button. So we'll go up this way. We'll go into the loop. And all these buttons I got from that antique shop, so these are pretty vintagey. I like where that one is, so I'm going to bring it up. If I can find that dang hole. Up here. I like where it is. And then I'm going to wrap this around here twice. And then I'm going to go back into the eyelet trim. And then we have that button attached. See how cute? It don't really matter. I don't think it matters whether they stay frontward or not. I don't need to be OCD about that. But you never know. I'm always OCD about things, so now let's go into here and into the loop to create a little purple stitch in between. And here, oh, here's a red button. Let's pick the red button. Oh, darn it, my needle don't fit in this one. Well then, we're going to have to fix that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to weave my thread through it. I don't even need the needle, because I really want this red button. Give it some color. So I'm going to weave it into there. So let's see, how long do I want to make this one? Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I need to go back into this button, which isn't going to be all that much fun. I'm going to go from the back. There we go. Now, let's see how short I want to make it. Not that short. That's good. Okay, so let me put my needle back on. I know there's a way I could make this like stiff as a needle. And you know how to do that? Let's do that. That way I don't have to put the needle on. And then it'll go through all my stuff. All my buttons. Wow, my daughter sure makes a mess of glue bottles. So I'm just gonna go around and around. Make it to a point. And make this into like a little needle. So we'll let that dry. And while it's drying, I get some baby napkin here, or baby wipe, and wipe off the glue. I've got glitter all over my hands because her and I glittered. You know my shimmer spray that I use? We shimmer sprayed all her invitations, everything on them. And then we ran out of shimmer spray, so I thought, well, I told her to try Michael's, see if they carried shimmer spray, but they carried this stuff that looks like actual real, like spray paint, but it was a shimmer spray. Boy, she bent this eye pin to a million bits. Boy, that daughter of mine, so destructive. Yeah, she bent my eye pin. Oh, I gotta change this eye pin already. Jeez, kid. Anyway, we'll put it back on. Yeah, it's bent. I have to change it because it's not even wanting to go in the bottle. Oh well. Anyway, how's this doing? Ooh. I think a little wee bit more on it. Another dose of it. Some in here. Okay. Another bottle she ruined. Man, that kid's destructive. You guys know what it's like. It's not their stuff. There we go. Put a little bit of glue on there. And I want to just stiffen this up a little because this glue dries pretty quick. So you see, I'm making kind of like a little pointy needle on it. That way, you probably could use tape, but I'm just scared the tape's not going to fit through all of this. Yeah. Glue, glue, glue. Glue works. Get it good and stiff. Should have thought of this before I started recording. Oh well, sorry guys. But you know me. I try not to think in advance. No point. Okay. I'm going to just put this needle away for now. And I'm going to pick out some buttons while that's drying. Oh, that's a cute green one. Oh, this is a cute blue one, but I kind of got to snip the threads off of it. Because a lot of these still have the threads attached. Yeah. Ow. There we go. So there's a blue and a green one. There's a nice pretty white one. Oh, there's an orange one. Ooh, this one's bluish black. Oh, those are pretty cool. So we'll pick out a bunch of buttons. Here's a yellow one. Oops, that one just came out super easy. Let's check out on our needle. Oh, pretty good. It's still tacky. Here's a pink one. Here's a navy blue one. That's pretty. Oh, this is a cute little yellow one. Oh, that's not going to be fun to get that off. Oh, that was easy. I thought I was doomed with this button, but I'm not. You can see those threads just pulled out super easy. Here's a nice pretty gray one. So I'm just mixing up a whole whack of different color buttons. You can use any buttons really. I just wouldn't use shank buttons because they're going to lay really yucky on your trim. There we go. There's that color. And oh, that's a cute white one. That's very vintagey, this one. It's very cute though. Love it. Love all these different buttons. There's another different colored blue. That's a shank button. There's another one like that. Really dirty looking. There's another one. Oh my gosh, look at this button. But it's kind of gross. That's a shank. That is not. I could use some of these big ones, but oh, here's a. That's a kind of like a black one. Oh, here's a brown one. There's another brown one. Could use various kinds. Oh, this is different. This feels yucky though. Probably can't see me here. I'm just pulling threads out. There we go. Alright, I think I got a pretty good selection going here for now. I'll just sit these here for now. Get the scissors out of the way. And let's begin. Oh yeah, it's not super stiff, but it's good enough. Okay, so we want to take this and we want to wrap it. Whereabouts do I want this? Right there. Alright. And I'm going to wrap it around there twice. Like that. And then into the eyelet. Oops. Into the eyelet trim and pull it nice and snuggy. That is pretty cool. I love it. That's going to look super cute hanging off of the side of a envelope page in your journal. So I don't think this is going to go through here, right? No. Dang it. I forgot about that. So I'm going to pull my needle back out. I don't know which one's the smaller of the two. That one looks smaller. We'll check. Yeah. I don't have extra holes in between here, so I have to create them. Ooh. I didn't mean to pull that tight like that. Dang it. There we go. let's take this blue one. It's a nice biggie. Let's go back in there. And decide how, that's good right about there. We can have this one hanging a little bit longer than the red one. Nope, it's not gone down enough. Jeepers. Right there is good. So I'm going to wrap this twice and then back into the eyelet hole. And there we got the turquoisey one. Okay. Now for some reason I'm going to bring this up here just because I want to, no, don't pull tight, Rubes. I want my thread to show. And then into the next hole. Like so. Oh, that is super cute, honestly. Let's pick up a yellow one, which, that's the front. My needle barely went in there. That's so cute. And you can still coffee stain your lace perfectly fine. So I'm just going around my stitches like that and then into the eyelet. Like so. And I'm not going to pull that tight. So now we've got our yellow one attached. So cute. So I'm just going to drop down to this very bottom here because I want my blanket stitch to show over here in the middle. Like that. And then over here. Like that. Oh my gosh. I love it. I really do. I really, really like that. I think that's super cute. Alright, let's take a green one. Let's go back in the hole here. The green. That's a little too long. I'm just checking to see whereabouts I want that green one to dangle. Right there is good. So I'm going to wrap my thread around this base and then go back in the eyelet hole. And that is super cute. So I'll only do enough to fit across my envelope, which my every intention of doing this was for. You can do this for a book page. It probably looks super cool on the edge of a book page, I would think. My, oh, it didn't wrap. You dirty pygmy. Let's take this out. I don't think I can because of my little bit of glue there. For some reason that did not become, it did not wrap. And I know I wrapped it. Alright, Let's try this again. Let's take this out. Okay. Oh, dirty pygmy. Don't let you go. Don't come undone. There we go. Alright, that's better. There. Phew. That was hard work. Very hard work. Alright, now we can get back into business here. I'm going to drop down there. Not pulling it tight. And there. And there. And there. And let's hang our next button. Let's do this big blue one. That one's cute. This is actually a really good way to use up your buttons, because I don't know what I would use all these buttons for. Look at that. So let's make sure we wrap it this time. Once, twice, and then into the hole. Yes, that worked. That went along easier. And believe me, my thread, when I cross stitch, my thread really tangles. There. And that. Perfect. Look at how darling. Let's put the orange one on next. I love this. So I don't even have to buy this button trim. I don't even know where you would buy it. I just seen someone using it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Let's make some button trim. Go around once. Go around twice. And then in the hole. Like so. And don't pull it tight. And I can see that didn't work. It's kind of finicky, guys, I'm sorry, but hey, crafting is never meant to be just easy peasy happen. There's always stumps that we're gonna hit. Why is, oh my goodness. Wow, that's what's hurting me. My ring thing pulled up. I don't want to lose that stone. I got this ring from my mom. Okay. Cool. Making sure I didn't pull that tight. There. So pretty, guys. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's cut this out so I can see how long of a piece I need to make this into. I'm just going to use my trimmer, which is a lot easier. And then we could just make it the length that I need. Garbage. Ah, that was locked. I wonder it wasn't picking it up. So that's the insert, but we're gonna do something with that. I don't have to cut anything with my scissors. Because all of this cuts out perfectly on trimmer. Except for this one little piece, but I'm pretty sure we can get it with this. Huh. Hallelujah. That was easy. What do you think? I kind of don't like how that... I'm going to trim off any white. I just don't need the white. Don't need it at all. There we go. Okay. That looks so cute. It's got a bit of white on it. My little score thing is in my living room, or in my dining room, because I was working on her wedding invitations and I didn't bring it back in. And I don't feel like pulling out my big scoreboard. So, I'm just going to guesstimate where that has to go. Because this will give me, just kind of, that's too big. There we go. That will help a lot. Well, not a lot, but somewhat. I'm pretty sure. Nope. Anyway. Let me just grab my ruler. And we'll do it. Score here. Now I can get true. Wow, terrible scoring. That's what you get for not using your scoreboard. But that's okay, I'll hide that with ink. So now we need to see, roughly, how big we need to make our, how long we need to make our thing. So we need to go all the way up to this hole here. Okay, so we're just going to trim this off up to here. And then I'll do the rest of this while I'm sitting at the couch at night watching videos or Netflix. Okay, so I'm just going to put this off to the side because now we have the size that we need. Let's use a small button. Wow. Little finicky that was. That is about where I want it. 1, 2, and in the hole. Wondering if there's a way I could bend this, so just in case I get out of frame, and I feel really bad if I do, because I don't always look up at the screen. I'm bad for that. Looks like I'm going to be running out of thread, which is fine. I think this is going to be the last, whoops, the last button I put on with this length of thread. Now, which one do I want to use? We'll use this Canada one again. Like so. I'll have it dangling a little bit longer. Wrap it around it. Oops, not that long. Once. Twice. And in the loop. Like that. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it again. And I'm going to put it through like that. And you know what? I'm just going to tack that down with a little hot glue. Just a little. Just so it does not move. And I'm going to flatten it. Like that. Perfect. Now I could trim this little piece of thread off. How cute is this? Seriously. Isn't it darling? Look. How cute. With all the buttons. Hey. Hey. Oh, hey. Alright, let's get another piece of thread. 1 sec, please.